Hi, everybody. Shola was about to say something, and we have got her caught there. So I have the amazing Shola Arewa here, who is a psychologist, is the author of 5 books, and is an all-round amazing woman who I went and hijacked and said, please, please, please come on Plantathon, because if there is anybody that can talk to you about the psychology of eating and how to eat and why we eat how we eat, Shola is absolutely that woman. Her link is going to be in the bio, and you will be able to find out how to get hold of her there. But she's going to do us a quick 15-minute conversation on the principles of and the psychology of eating. Hi, Shola, welcome.
Hi, Geeta. This is fantastic. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh,
Welcome.
It's so much my pleasure. Now, I want to talk about, we, as you know, are running Plantathon 2020, and that we're running a group to help all of our amazing group members go from being absolute beginners in plant-based eating to experts in it. And part of the issue is always that when you change how you eat, it's actually a problem. Can you talk to us about how to make these, why we struggle so much with changing how we eat, and also what is the easier way to do it?
Yeah, definitely. I think actually, Geeta, it's like anything. When we're trying to change something, got to get our mind around it. Got to get our head set, mindset, got to get that right to be successful in creating any kind of change. I mean, I know how that is as well. I'm a change agent. It's what I do. I still find change challenging. It's always a little challenging for all of us. So I think when we are wanting to kind of become vegan, or when we're wanting to make these kind of food changes, the more we can make it easier for ourselves, the more successful we will be. And so really,
how do we make it easier for ourselves then?
Yeah, I mean, really that has to start with our thinking. And so we are going to kind of talk a little bit about kind of why we eat, some of the reasons why we eat, and also how. And the how part is a bit that will make it easier. So kind of why do we eat? Why do you eat? There's a myriad of reasons why. And often,
the least of them is hunger.
Exactly.
It's because I want comfort. It's because I'm sad. It's because I'm happy. It's because I feel like I went to the gym and I deserve it.
Exactly. So it's all of those kind of emotional triggers, and it's all the kind of habits that we've fallen into around how we eat. And that's where we need to kind of really shift up. So we need to, first of all, identify for ourselves why we eat, so we can make some changes. So is it in the evenings when you kind of settle down and you want to relax and you pick up some snacks? Is it because you kind of, I don't know, when people travel? I never understand that, I've got to say. When they travel, it's like, great, now we can eat loads of food. And that would all tend to be food that's not so good for us that we will pick up and eat. So really, it's some of those habits, and it's identifying why we eat and being ready to change that up. So
the first thing that people could do would be to make a list then of saying that here's sort of like to observe their eating habits. So I eat more in the evening than I do in the daytime, or like if you took 3 or 4 or 5 days and had a look at what your eating patterns look like and why you did it, when you ate the most, would that give you some help as to why you and how you were doing it rather?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So just really starting to become mindful and a little more observant about why we eat and when that tends to be. And we can either kind of choose to nip that in the bud a little bit, or just make different choices. So it's very much about what we're choosing to eat. So we need to be prepared. So through having that awareness of when we eat, or when we're more likely to be triggered and eat when we don't really need to, because we're talking about not when we're hungry, but the other times, then we can be prepared and perhaps have healthier foods that we can eat. So yes, definitely making a kind of list, becoming more mindful and becoming more aware of when we eat is a really good starting place.
So you're saying that once you've worked out when you eat, the good thing to then do is to know this is going to trigger me. So when I'm in this place, let me make healthier choices and plan and know. Like there was a thing where I'm like, look, I want to snack in bed. It has to be savory. And I want to sit in bed, read my book and eat something savory. But crisps would just be the worst possible thing to do. So then I moved to actually having nuts instead, because that was what I wanted to do. And then I moved to putting that into a little bowl and only eating what was in the bowl instead of the whole bag of whatever it was I was going to eat.
Yes, exactly. So really getting familiar with your own habits. And there's no kind of rights or wrongs. It's all about choice. You know, it's all about what do we want to do differently. And if we want to do things differently, we need to know why we're doing it differently as well.
Right.
And so when I think about why we eat, to be honest, there's only one reason that we need to eat. One reason only why we need to eat. Can you guess?
It's going to be hunger?
It's not even hunger, you know.
It's not.
We get hungry because of it. There's only one reason we need to eat, and that is for, and of course I am the energy doctor, so I would know that the only one reason we want to eat is energy.
Oh, so it's fuel.
We just need energy. That's why we eat. So again, when we become mindful of this, what we want to do then naturally would be to give ourselves high energy foods. So like you're saying, you shifted from crisps to nuts because nuts are high energy food. Crisps, I love crisps, but they're not high energy food.
But the other thing was also that I realized that actually I didn't have to avoid salt. And part of what I was doing was trying to eat salt, but I have really low blood pressure. So I need salt in my diet because I don't add it. And when you're eating plant-based, you just need to add more salt into your fresh food. And so I made those two connections and then said, right, where do I get healthy, savory food? And I came from there. So yeah, so exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, so it's really about thinking about high energy foods. We're eating for energy. We want foods that are alive, preferably. And we want foods that are going to be kind of nutrient dense, foods that feed us.
How do you define foods that are alive?
Well, the way that I define it actually is foods, if you take the food and you throw it on soil, it should grow.
Oh, I like that. That's very good.
So that is a live food. So another thing that I think of is you want foods that grow kind of as plants. They're not created on a plant, i.e. they're not processed in a factory plant somewhere.
Ah, okay. So they're not, so that you're eating a plant, not something that was made in a plant.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that. I've seen that on a thing somewhere. I feel like I should go instantly make an Instagram post of that one.
Yeah. So so you need that. And I think also about having foods that are what I call no label foods. So I know some people, we want to look at labels and what is in it, which is great. It's good to know what's in your food. But if you want to take that one step further, ideally, you want foods that don't even have a label. So that also takes us to our fruits, veggies, our kind of natural plants, our food, real food that will give us the kind of maximum nutrients and maximum energy. No label foods.
I love that. So that's what that no label food also does, is it talks about the fact that if you have food that has been processed, despite the fact that it's plant-based, junk food is junk food. It's not good for you. So it should always be fresh food, even when you're going plant-based and thinking, oh, it's really healthy. I'm like, no, a vegan sausage roll is still, you know what I mean? Oh my God, I hate processed meat. That processed fake meat upsets me so much. I can't bear it. It makes me really ill.
Yeah, so, so ideally we want to make different choices. So we want to get greater awareness. We want to create some different choices so that we're moving towards a healthier diet. Now, when I think about how to do this, one of the things is really simple, I think, in terms of percentages. So part of this is probably not going to be such a massive shift, because what most people tend to eat is, let's say they're still eating meat. So let's say it's a meat and 2 veg.
Yep.
But there's probably also going to be a salad kind of on the side. That's a fairly normal way of eating, some food or whatever, and then a little salad on the side. So we can start shifting. So we can start to grow the plant-based food and reduce the other food. Now, I think you talked about this, Geeta. You not call that crowding out?
I call it crowding out. Yeah. So that was I think that was in day 2 of our curriculum, where you don't give up anything. You crowd out whatever you're trying to change.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I just think of it, it's the same thing, but I just think of it in terms of percentages. So I want to grow the percentage of plant-based foods, live, nature intended, no label, etc. I want to grow that, and I want to slowly reduce the other foods. That's going to support me to make the choices that I want. I'm going to be able to do that with relative ease. There's no point in creating stress. It doesn't help at all, because all of these things are related. You know, so psychologically, if we're stressed about what we eat, that's a problem in itself. So we want to create ease.
Yep. Okay, so you want to make it as easy as possible so people aren't feeling like they're deprived. You don't feel like your life's come to an end because you can't eat anything. It's that sense of, my fridge is full of food and I've got to throw it all away, which is the worst possible sense. So you don't do anything at all because you're like, I'm not going to do that.
Exactly. And another really simple way, when we think about kind of how we eat, and this is one that I love, it's real simple, and it's just thinking about having more color in your food. So when I'm training, I show a slide, and I tend to show a slide of kind of junk food, which tends to be beige, white. Yeah, all of those kind of foods. And the vibrant colors are in our fruits and our veggies. So if we think about eating a rainbow diet, and people love this, I mean, the clients that I work with, they love it. Just thinking about having all of those colors as you go through your day in your food. Yeah. You're going to elevate the amount of phytonutrients that you have in your food, and the energy is going to just be off the scale. It will multiply. So that's a really simple way to think about how you eat.
No, I love that. And what we do with people is we say that nature hides vitamins and minerals in every different color. So if you want to get the spectrum of every different color, if you want to get the spectrum of vitamins and minerals that balance out the entire body, choose different colors to eat, because the different colors give you different nutrients.
Exactly.
And so we're all saying the same thing with a slightly different angle.
That's right.
I love that, Shola. Thank you.
I like it because it's simple. And I just think it's one of the first things that we do in terms of changing up diets and making different choices. So no one's telling you what to eat. You have to decide that yourself, but we can support you in terms of why you're eating. So you can get real clear on that, and then how you eat.
That's amazing. That's super simple and deeply helpful. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for joining us for Plantathon 2020. That was amazing.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Shola's details will be on, we will put up her bio, we'll put up all her information so you know how to get hold of her. And hopefully you found this helpful. So write down now anything that you have as a takeaway from the video. But it's going to be up here for you to watch, so that you can see the things that resonate with you and then use those, because we're only ever going to make 1 or 2 changes at any one time. That's right. And Shola gave us 4 or 5 changes. Pick one, use that, come back and watch the video and get another one.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Geeta. I'm looking forward to all your other kind of events this week as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm really looking forward to the whole process. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks so much.
Thank you.